man barging in right through that door right there. His weapon of choice, a machete. And they're going to put their suits on. They're going to meticulously comb through everything they have. Investigators from the FAA are headed to the scene right now. It was dry here, and now, I mean, I'm 6'4". Providence police on the hunt for a handful of suspects Thursday night.
Yeah, it was so scary, you know.
The latest robbery here at Rocky's on Messer Street Thursday morning.
Right here, he used the machete and he said, I want the money.
That's when Clarissa Almonte's brother ran for the door, and the masked bandit...
He jumped in from the counter and he took all the money.
Then making a mad dash.
Well, I was devastated.
Longtime customers left wondering why. Can you believe that?
No, not a machete.
Two other stick-ups, one at this 7-Eleven on Smith Hill and another on Elmwood Ave. The only robbery where no money changed hands here at this store on Hawkins Street. The robber rushing in, pointing a gun at the store owner's head, but instead of handing over the cash, the owner pushed the panic button, and that sent the robber that away. Luckily, nobody was hurt because the owner, his wife, and 2 kids were inside. Another fire at this hour, this time out of Rahway, New Jersey. Let's go ahead and take a live look at this apartment complex that is under construction, fully engulfed by flames. This is amazing shots of the aerial video. Apparently we're getting from our ABC affiliate from New York. We're not sure if if there are any injuries. Once again, a massive apartment complex fire happening right now. Take a look at this in New Jersey. You can see fire officials working there right on top of the roofs, trying to peel those roofs off, and the smoke can be seen as far away as New York City. So a major breaking story there out of New Jersey. All right, we're actually joined on the phone right now live by John Daly. He is actually from Hopkinton, Massachusetts. John, I understand you were on the runway or the tarmac right now at Narita Airport in Tokyo. Just give us an idea of what is happening there as we look at the devastation from pictures right now.
Well, we were...
Welcome back, everybody. Just about 16 minutes past the hour this Friday morning. Of course, we continue to track what's happening overseas right now, but of course, also important is the flooding that we might encounter later on today. Monday's storm, 3 feet of water in people's basements in Westfield today. What are we going to expect?
Well, you know, it's funny.
Good morning. 55 minutes past the hour on this Friday morning. I was going to say frigid. It's not really that frigid out, but it is snowing.
Yeah, it is snowing.
I know, right?
It's snowing.
It's snowing, Paul. It's 32 degrees and less. Steve Bernard of Bristol had a body made for football. Number 56, holding the ball. But behind that big burly image, a 15-year-old with an agenda.
I was basically a jock my whole life, and I used it as to my advantage being a jock. I mean, I had my way with everything. You know, I walked the hallways, people would move over. Just like walk up towards them, you know, with that big macho walk. Just that alone is intimidating. To get a rise out of people around me, you just continue to do it to get that laugh out of people.
Steve's what you might call a self-proclaimed bully, a guy who had the ability to make some students cringe. And for one student in particular, Steve became a living nightmare.
Probably pushed me against the lockers, threw a few punches in here and there.
You thought you were untouchable.
I don't think you really recall at that young age you're doing what you're doing. You don't pay attention to it, so you think it's all right.
But the tables would turn, and in February of 1988, everyone would pay attention. One of the bullied kids shot Steve right in the head. His friends later telling him what happened.
They said they remember the whole thing where he confronted me and pulled the trigger, and I went down like a bat out of hell.
The so-called bully would become the victim, paralyzed on the left side of his body. A kid who lost most of his childhood, and you can blame it all on bullying. Fast forward more than 20 years to a case Steve's been following very closely. One young girl who was considered an outcast, 15-year-old Phoebe Prince. Her family had just moved from Ireland to South Hadley, Massachusetts before the beginning of the school year. At school, though, she was relentlessly picked on, in person, through text messages, on Facebook. The bullying so bad, she hanged herself. But Phoebe's death not only led to the indictment of 6 of her classmates on felony charges, it also brought a taboo subject onto the national radar. John Reese, a former Providence police officer, heads up PAVE, a Rhode Island nonprofit that teaches violence prevention. But do you think they thought that she'd actually kill herself?
I don't believe for a minute that any of those kids thought Phoebe Prince would take her life.
Studies show bullying reaches its height during the middle school years. In high school, though, there are less incidents, though they become much more intense.
Then why do we not hear about this every day?
It needs to be out in the open. We need to be talking about kids taking their lives because of this, or it's part of growing up, or boys will be boys. And that's not true.
2 million children, just like Phoebe, all around the world are bullied each and every day. And with cell phones, text messaging, and Facebook, bullying no longer just happens at school. Parents can find it right in their child's room.
So there's no escape then?
There's no escape, and that's why we got to teach them.
So where does the buck stop then?
Honestly, with the parents, I would find it extremely hard to believe that none of the parents had no idea what their kids were doing. And if they didn't, shame on them for not knowing.
John says Phoebe's case has started making people talk openly about bullying. As for Steve, he is living proof that bullying can hurt just about anybody.
But do you really think that your story can make a difference?
You cannot change every kid. Not every kid's going to hear you. But there's that one kid that's going to listen to you.
Welcome back. Friday morning, and lots of kids are home. Maybe some adults will be too, so we can all celebrate together for our coffee cup salute.
Yeah, go get a nice warm cup of coffee. And if we could advance the prompter just a little bit, I could read what this morning's coffee cup is. Oh.